Going on a college tour can be a game changer when it comes to making the right choice for your future, but let's be real, researching, planning, and actually visiting a college campus you've never been to can be stressful and a little bit overwhelming. Well, that's why I'm going to share a bulletproof checklist of steps to take that will help you choose which colleges to tour, what you need to prepare for the big day, and a simple method for comparing the pros and cons of the campuses you visited. The very first thing you need to do in order to have a successful college campus tour is do the work before the tour. Now, I know that doing extra homework doesn't exactly sound like the thing that you want to do, but I can promise you just a little bit of extra effort and research is going to go a long way when you step foot on that college campus for the first time. Because here's the deal, the colleges are overwhelming. They're big, they've got lots of different buildings, they don't operate like your high school, they operate in a completely different world. And they're a little bit hard to navigate, especially for the first time visitor. So, when you first go to a college to visit it, you're going to need to know what you're actually going there for. I don't know if you've ever gone to Walt Disney World before, but one of the things that people who go to Disney know is that you have to plan before you go. There's so many things to do, so many things to see, so many experiences to try that there's literally no way that you would be able to do everything in one trip unless you were there for like weeks and weeks on end. So people plan like years in advance of their hotel, the restaurants they're going to eat at, the attractions they're going to try to see. I mean, it's crazy. And you really need to apply this principle to going to the colleges that you're going to tour because you have an even smaller window of time to tour the campus. Most of the time, you're only there a few hours in the day. You need to know what exactly are you going to that college campus to accomplish? Are you going to tour a specific program? Do you want to see what it's like to be an engineer there, for say? Are you going to see what living on campus would be like versus living off of campus? Are you going to talk to counselors to see what your plan would look like? Maybe you want to talk to the financial aid office to see what financial aid looks like. Or maybe you're simply just trying to get a feel for the campus and you want a general tour. All of those things are okay. You can choose whichever one serves you and your family best, but you really want to make sure that you know why you're going before you even go at all. I like to tell the story of whenever I was in high school, I really wasn't sure about how college worked. I was a first generation college student as well, so it took a little figuring out for me and my parents. And all growing up, I had thought that I was going to go to the University of Texas and become a Texas Longhorn. And I got to go to a band competition there my junior year. And when I walked around the campus and saw where it was located, the size of it, what it was offering, I was like, there's no way I could live here for 4 years. There's no way I could go to college. And so my entire understanding of what my college future potentially would have been was completely crushed because I just had made up some image of what University of Texas would be in my mind. And when I actually got there for real, it wasn't that. And so I had to completely shift my strategy on college search and where I was going to go. So again, this step of preparing where you want to go, what you want to see, and what you want to experience is going to be super important if you're going to be successful. A bonus tip I want to give you here when it comes to your pre-research is to look and see what the universities offer. Remember, universities want you to come there. They want to attract high-quality students. So they're going to have different events and different guided tours for incoming freshmen and interested students and families so that they can present to you exactly what they think you should know about the campus. There's definitely some pros to going to these. I attended one at Texas State University before I chose to go there, and it really gave me a good look into what the college truly offered and what they stood for. So go ahead and check and see if the colleges you're interested in offer any of those things as well. Now, while you're doing all of this research, I highly suggest that you keep a list, whether it's a paper list, whether it's in a notes app on your phone. I don't really care where it is, but you'll want to make a list of the specific things that you want to see. Maybe the food is really important to you, so you want to make sure that you go and check out the dining options and the dining halls and things that they offer, and the things that you want to learn. You'll also want to list the things that you want to learn or the questions that you might have. Some of the things that you could put on the list are things like specific academic programs, what student housing options look like, how much help will you get at college? I know sometimes people think that college is just throwing you to the wolves. One of the reasons I chose my university that I got my undergraduate degree at was because they had a lot of tutorial options and support for students who needed extra help. And that was beneficial to me as I was really nervous about going into college. It's also a great place to put any random questions that pop up into your head. I promise you, they've heard these questions before. Nothing that you ask is going to be strange or weird to them. So just make sure that you are writing all those things down and getting your questions asked. You're about to make a huge investment in the next 4 years of your life, both in time and finances. So you want to make sure that you pick the right place. A question I often get whenever I'm coaching my one on one clients is, should my family and I go on a self tour, which means should we just drive up there ourselves and check the college out on our own? Or should we do a guided tour? And I think that really depends on what your overall goal for the tour is. My suggestion is if you have some colleges that are near you, even if they're community colleges or universities that you're not planning on going to, I would do as many self tours as you can just to get a feel of what college feels like, right? Just to get a taste of what a college campus looks like, how it operates, how to navigate them. It'll just be a great way for you to do a practice run of going on tours of campuses that are further away from you. Now, if you're going to invest some significant time and money into these tours, let's say you're driving for a long distance or you're actually paying for a plane ticket and flying out to a university so that you can check it out and see if it's a good fit for you, then I would actually suggest a combination of these things. Personally, for me, if I'm going to spend a lot of money, I want to get the best bang for my buck. And so I would try to choose a guided tour time. You can look those up on the website. Like I said previously, all of the colleges are going to have some form of guided tour. You just have to see when the schedule is and make sure that it works for you. The benefit of going on a guided tour is the college is going to take all of the resources that everybody wants and put them in one place for you. You're going to get a tour of the campus. They're likely going to show you what the residence halls and the dorms look like. You're likely going to get a meal or at least get to see what the different food options are. You'll probably talk to some students. There'll be the tour guides. You'll probably see some professors. They'll take you to the different resources that you have, such as the library and things like that. I'm sure if your campus has a rec center, they'll take you by the rec center as well. And then also as an added benefit, they're going to have people on hand like the financial aid specialists and the academic counselors so that you can have any of your financial questions answered or any of your college program questions answered as well. So guided tours are really, really good. Then after the guided tour, I would break off from the group, maybe take a break, go have something to eat, and go see other parts of the campus that maybe they didn't take you on the guided tour, because they do have a very prescribed like pathway or method that they want to take you on as you go through this tour. Okay, so you've done the research, you figured out where you're going, you've got your list of questions, you know the dates and the times of where you need to be. So let's talk about what to do on the actual tour day, because that's really, really important. And one of the big mistakes that students often make whenever they go to a college campus is they think that they need to dress to impress instead of dressing for success. So let me tell you what that looks like. Dress to impress is the idea of, going to a job interview or going to some sort of formal function where you dress really nice, you wear nice clothes, maybe you even go as far as to wear like a tie or a suit or something. College tour day is not for that. Friends, you're going to be going around a college campus. You're going to be walking a lot. You're going to be potentially either in extreme heat or extreme cold, depending on where your college is located. You're going to be walking all around places. I know in Texas State, I went from the flat plain lands of coastal Texas into the hill country of Texas State. Our university was literally built on a hill. We used to joke that we never went downstairs, only upstairs. So you're not going to want to dress to impress. You're going to want to dress for success. Now, don't show up in hoodies and sweatpants and things like that. Still dress nicely, but, wear some nice tennis shoes that you're okay walking in. I know you don't want to crease them, so wear some athletic ones that you don't mind getting some foot traffic in. And make sure that you are wearing clothing that's comfortable depending on the climate that you're going to, because you are going to be walking around a lot. And in this case, balance and comfort are more important than looking put together. You'll also want to make sure that you have some things with you. It might be wise for you to bring a small bag or a backpack so that you can bring some essentials. I definitely would suggest bringing at least some water to drink and a notebook to write things down in, and maybe even a campus map if they give you one, if they even print them anymore. I'm sure you can find one online on your phone as well, but you never know. They'll probably hand you one and you want a place to store all that. Also, a lot of times on these guided tour days, they give you freebies, so you'll want a place to stash those as well. Now, probably the most important tip that I can give you on tour day is for you to actually talk to the tour guide. Don't treat the tour guide like this untouchable person who doesn't want to help you answer your questions or show you what the college is like. Typically, the tour guides are actually real college students who love going to the university so much that they work for the university giving tours to prospective students like yourself. So, if you have a college age tour guide that's walking you around, ask them the questions that you have on your mind. They're only a few steps ahead of you. They were in high school not that long ago, so they're going to be able to better answer the questions that you have than your parents will, than the college counselors will, than any of the adults will, because they're in the same situation that you're going to be in not too long from now. Now, make sure that you're asking thoughtful questions. Ask about academics, what the study schedules are like, how much time they have to put into their classes. Ask them what their major is and why they chose it, especially if you don't know what yours is going to be yet. And then ask them other things like, what is student life like? What's the community like? And really anything else on your mind. Use them as a resource because they're the best person to ask any burning question that you have about what it's like to go to that university and what it's like to live at that university. Now, here is the strategy that you need to make sure that you do at the end of your tour, because you're going to be enamored by everything at the college because it's just exciting. It's super fun to think about your future and to think about going off and living on your own and starting your life and earning your college degree so that you can do the things that you want to do for you. And a lot of times when we're feeling excited like that, we will make anything look like it's the best fit. But we want to be level-headed about choosing the college. So here's what I suggest that you do after each tour that you go on. Give yourself some time to let the excitement kind of wane, kind of go away, go down, right? Then take some time to either type out or write down your thoughts and impressions. What were some of the things that wowed you that you were like, man, this is really, really great, and this is a reason that I would go here? What are some things that you didn't like about the college campus? What are some things that you're concerned about, right? Also, jot down, is this campus a good fit for you? Listen, you can really appreciate and like a college campus, but it doesn't mean it's the one for you, right? So jot down your thoughts so that you have a good little log of what you remember from the tour, because as you do more college campus tours, you're going to want to go back to that log so that you can make some comparisons when it's time to actually make the final decision of where you're going to go to college. Another pro tip is you're likely going to come up with some questions that you forgot to ask that you need the answers to. If your tour guide gave you their contact information, reach out to them. They're probably a great resource to help get you started or at least point you in the right direction. You can also contact the college's admissions office with any questions that popped up after the tour as well. They'll be the number one go-to official college place that you'll want to reach out to because their job is to help get you admitted to the college. Well, friend, I hope that this episode eased your mind a little bit about college tours. I hope that you got some new strategies on how to plan for them, what to do when you're on the tour, and how to save your thoughts and reflect after you complete the tour. You know, college tours are really a fantastic way to get a feel for potential schools. And if you go through these steps and follow these tips, you're going to be able to approach them with confidence. You're going to be able to gather the information you need in order to make the informed decisions that you need to make so that you can pick the perfect fit college for you. Now, if you could do me a favor, if you enjoyed this little college tour tip session, if you could like and subscribe for more college search hacks, and if you have any questions about college tours, leave a comment below because I'm here to help.